All right, so you guys have been sending in tons of research on AI music.
Yeah.
It seems like you're all really curious if it's
Uh,
actually possible to make money with it,
yeah.
maybe even get rich from these AI-generated tunes. I totally get it. The idea of having like a virtual bandmate just cranking out hits
Right.
sounds pretty awesome.
Hmm.
So let's take a deep dive into all the research that you sent
Right.
and figure out what the real possibilities are here.
Yeah, it's definitely a very hot topic right now, and there's a lot of hype. But the research that you sent over actually paints a pretty good picture of the potential.
Okay.
And yeah, it is possible to make money with AI music.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
But the research also says that getting rich is a whole other story. It's
Yeah.
more about building a sustainable income, not like striking it rich overnight.
Right.
So where do we even begin?
Well, I mean, the most obvious one is the streaming platforms.
Yep.
Spotify, Apple Music, those giants that are basically the record labels of today.
Right. You don't need a big record deal anymore. You
Wow.
can kind of be your own distributor. The research mentioned DistroKid and TuneCore.
Mm-hmm.
Those seem to make it fairly easy to get your music up.
Exactly. But each platform has its own set of rules, especially for AI-generated content.
Oh, okay.
So you're going to want to do your homework. You don't want to get your track taken down because you missed something.
That makes sense. Better safe than sorry. So let's say we've gone through all the rules, done all our homework, and my masterpiece is up on Spotify.
Okay.
What kind of payout am I looking at per stream?
Okay, well, let's not get too excited. Your research shows Spotify pays something like $0.003 to $0.0005 per stream. So for every 1,000 streams, you're making $3 to $5. Apple Music pays a little better at $0.007.
So not exactly life-changing money per stream. It seems like you'd need a ton of streams.
Exactly. A ton of streams and a long-term plan, building up a catalog over time.
Okay, so one track is not going to make you rich, but a steady stream of releases could build up some income. Now, your research mentions AI's ability to analyze music trends, which is super interesting.
Yeah.
It's like having a crystal ball that can tell you what people are listening to right now.
Well, it's not magic,
Yeah.
but it can kind of feel that way.
Yeah.
The algorithms these platforms use are great at recognizing patterns, and from that, predicting what people want to hear.
Yeah.
So using that data, you can make music that has a better chance of finding an audience.
So you're not just making any music, you're using AI to help you make the right music.
Right. Music that people actually want to hear.
So that gives you a leg up.
Well, you're working with the system, not against it.
Yeah.
These platforms want to promote music that keeps users engaged.
Okay. So streaming is one way to make money, but your research also talked about licensing.
Yes.
Commercials, video games, background music on YouTube. Seems like there are a lot of options.
Yeah, and that's where things get a bit more interesting. Licensing can pay way more than streaming, but it's a different game. Well, with streaming, you want to appeal to everyone. But licensing is all about making music for a specific need. A car commercial needs a high-energy song, but a meditation app wants something calm.
And AI tools can help you write these custom tracks super fast.
Right. This is where being able to analyze moods and genres comes in handy. If you need a dramatic, epic orchestral piece with a touch of mystery,
Whoa,
AI tools can create that in a fraction of the time.
that's crazy. Now, the research mentioned Pond5 and Audio Jungle. Are those basically places where you can connect with people looking for certain types of music?
Exactly, they're marketplaces. And while there's competition there, the payoff can be substantial.
So my AI song could be playing on a viral YouTube video and suddenly I'm making real money.
Yeah, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. One key thing for both streaming and licensing is building a fan base.
Right, you can't just rely on algorithms and marketplaces to make you famous. You got to get out there and promote.
Yeah, you got to treat it like a business. Build your brand, use social media, playlists, collaborations, all that. That's how you build a lasting career in music.
It sounds like AI can be a really powerful tool, but it's not going to magically make you successful. You still need to put in the work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
AI can handle the technical side, but it's the human element, the creativity, the passion that really makes music work.
This is so insightful. I'm really seeing AI music in a whole new light. It's not about replacing us humans. It's about enhancing what we can do.
Right.
It's about opening up new possibilities and maybe even making it easier for new musicians to get started.
Yeah.
But what about the challenges? Are there any downsides to this AI revolution? I'm curious to hear what you think about that. So we've talked a lot about the good stuff with AI music,
Mm-hmm.
the tools, the platforms, the ways to make money, even some of the potential problems.
Yeah.
But I'm curious about the downsides. Your research talks about some of those.
Yeah, one of the biggest worries is what happens to human musicians. There's a fear that AI could just take over and leave musicians with no jobs.
Yeah, I can see that. It's kind of like, is a robot going to take my gig?
It's a real concern, but we have to remember this isn't new.
What do you mean?
Well, think about the electric guitar, or synths.
Oh, okay.
Those freaked people out at first, too.
Yeah.
But in the end, they changed music for the better. New genres, new sounds.
So you're saying AI could be like that. Instead of replacing musicians, it could actually help them.
Exactly. AI could handle the technical stuff like mixing or even writing basic melodies.
Okay.
That would let human musicians focus on the things AI can't do, like emotion or telling a story.
So AI could be like a partner,
Yeah.
a bandmate that takes care of the boring stuff while you, the human, focus on making the music really good.
Exactly. It's about each side using their strengths.
Mhm.
AI is good at data, generating ideas, making things faster, but it's the human artist who brings the emotion, the depth, the connection with the listener.
Now that makes me think about the listener. How will AI change their experience? Will we all just be listening to AI playlists that perfectly match our mood?
That's definitely possible.
Yeah.
Your research mentioned personalized soundtracks.
Yeah.
Music that changes based on what you're doing, where you are, even how you're feeling.
Wow.
Like imagine you're running and the music speeds up to match your pace.
Oh,
Or you're driving and the music changes as the scenery does.
that's wild. It's like having a DJ in your pocket.
Yeah.
But could that also mean we all get stuck in our own little music bubbles, only
Yeah.
hearing what the algorithms think we want?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
It could happen. But AI can also help us discover new music.
Oh, really?
Think of an AI that looks at what you listen to and suggests things you've never heard before. It could
Yeah.
actually broaden your taste.
So it depends on how we use the tools.
Yeah.
Finding a balance between what we already like and trying new things, letting AI improve our listening experience without closing us off.
Exactly. And let's not forget the impact on the music industry as a whole.
Mm.
Your research mentioned some of the legal and ethical questions coming up with AI music.
Right.
Like who owns an AI song?
Mm-hmm.
Or what if AI makes something that sounds just like a human song?
Yeah, it seems like there are a lot of legal issues that need to be figured out.
For sure.
Yeah.
The laws we have were made for a time when humans were the only ones making music.
Hmm.
Now we have to figure out authorship, ownership, plagiarism, all in the context of AI.
And I bet lawyers are having a field day with this.
Oh, yeah. And these are tough questions. There are no easy answers. It's constantly changing. Anyone who's involved in AI music, the creators, the platforms, even the listeners, they need to know about these legal issues
Right.
and advocate for fair practices.
So it's not just about the music, it's about the whole system around it.
Yeah.
The laws, the business, how artists and fans interact. AI is changing all of that.
Exactly. We're at a point where technology is making us rethink how the music industry works.
Wow.
It's exciting, it's challenging, and it's full of things we don't know yet.
Mm.
But one thing's for sure, the future of music is going to be interesting.
I totally agree. This deep dive has given me so much to think about. AI is going to be huge for music, and I'm both excited and kind of nervous to see what happens. I feel like we've only scratched the surface.
There's so much more to explore, and it's changing so fast. What we talk about today could be old news tomorrow.
That's both cool and kind of scary. But I want to hear your big picture thoughts.
Okay.
Where do you think this is all going? What's your prediction for music in the age of AI?
Man, it feels like we've been on this crazy journey exploring all this AI music stuff,
Yeah.
the tools, how to make money with it, even some of the possible downsides. But now I'm really curious.
Mm-hmm.
What's the big picture?
Okay.
Where do you see this all going?
Well, if I had to guess, I'd say we're about to see a huge change in the music industry.
Okay.
AI is going to be everywhere in how music is made, how we listen to it, even how people make money from it.
So were we talking like AI songwriters topping the charts,
Yeah.
AI producers winning Grammys? Is that what the future looks like? It might not be that crazy. We're already seeing AI music being used in ads, video games, even
Right.
popping up on playlists.
Yeah.
And as the tech gets better, it's going to be harder and harder to tell what's made by a human and what's AI.
Wow, that's both exciting and kind of freaky. But what about the human side of it all?
Yeah.
Will there still be room for musicians who don't want to use AI?
I think people will always want to hear that real human emotion in music,
Mm-hmm.
that raw feeling that AI, at least for now, can't really copy.
Okay.
But the musicians who do well in the future, they'll be the ones who can use AI and still keep their own unique style.
So it's not about picking one or the other. It's finding a way for both to work together.
Right. Like a team, where each side brings something special. AI can help us find new sounds, break the rules, even take care of the technical parts. But it's the human artist who brings the feeling, the story, the connection with the listeners. That's what makes music really hit home.
It seems like AI is making us rethink what it means to be a musician, to try new things and not be stuck in the old ways.
I think that's a big part of this whole thing. AI isn't just changing the tools. It's making us look at the whole process of making music differently.
Yeah.
It's pushing us to ask, what makes music good?
Yeah.
How do we connect with it? How do we share it?
And these aren't just questions for musicians, right? They're for everyone who listens, the whole industry, anyone who loves music.
Yeah.
It feels like we're all on this journey together, trying to figure out what music will be in this new AI world.
And that's what makes it so exciting. There's no set path. It's all about exploring. There'll be challenges, surprises, maybe even some mistakes. But that's part of the fun.
I love that. This deep dive has really given me a lot to think about. It's
Yeah.
clear AI is going to be huge for music,
Yeah,
and I can't wait to see what happens next.
me too. It's such a cool time to be into music, and who knows what amazing things are coming. Maybe one of our listeners will invent the next big AI music thing.
That would be awesome. Well, on that note, I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive. We've covered a ton, but I feel like this conversation is just getting started.
Right.
We'd love to hear your thoughts on all this, your predictions, hopes, concerns about the future of music with AI.
Yeah.
Head over to our website or social media and let us know what you think.
Mm-hmm.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep creating, and keep the music playing.